So I was asked to do a video on a tutorial pretty much start to finish on how to do one of these cups. So I'm gonna start with I'm gonna grind my my tumbler down with the sandpaper, 400 grit sandpaper and water. I will tape off the rim, do everything step by step so everyone sees my process, and you can follow the process that I use, or if you have a better way or you find a better way, then you can use that. This is the way that I use. A lot of people do the same way, and let's get to it. Okay, so first we're going to start off, we're going to put on our gloves. You don't want to get all this all over your hands. So, as you can tell, I got my sponge inside my cup already. So I can hold it while I sand it. You want to wear gloves because you'll get all this metal on you from sanding it, and you'll have to wash it all off. It's better to wear gloves, you don't get it all over you. So, like I said, we're going to use 400 grit sandpaper. Here's the tumbler, and we got our spray bottle of water. So all you do is you just spray it a little bit and just sand it around. Just move that water around on there. You might have to put a little more water on there. It's okay if you do. It's not that big a deal. I usually add a little more water as I get around. And that should take it all the way around. See, if you look on there, see all the dark stuff on there, that's what's coming off. The water looks black. You want to get all of the cup. This just makes it where the spray paint sticks to it, gives it a surface to stick to, and just makes it easier. Your paint won't come off. Now around your whatever cup you got, it'll have some kind of logo here. You just want to get in there best you can. You're not going to be able to get all of it. And what I do on the bottom part here is I just take it and spin around the bottom here. And then you got your bottom. Spray a little bit of water, and then just sand it up. Okay, now that you've got all that done, it doesn't take a whole lot. You just put your sandpaper to the side, get you a napkin or a paper towel, clean off all this that you can just with a dry paper towel. And if you look, I'm not sure if you can see it, as I roll it on there, you can see my fingerprints on there from before I was wearing gloves, because your hands have oil on them. It still comes out. You see there? That'll be all over your hand if you don't wear gloves. So then, I set my cup down. I get one more, fold it, and I got my alcohol. Then I'll take my alcohol, clean the cup up. That'll get rid of all your fingerprints. I'll get rid of any excess, anything that was left from sanding it down. It'll clean it all up, get it looking nice and shiny again, and pretty much just cleans the rest of the residue off, so you don't have anything restricting you whenever you go get ready to paint. Okay, so now that you got that done, set that cup to the side right there. So you have to choose, you have to pick. So we have several different types of, we have the really thick tape, we have thin, and a little thinner than the thick, you know, step down. And we also have the thin line tapes. Now the thin line tapes you don't do for the rim, so we'll just set those off to the side. So you have to decide which one you want to use, today we're going to use this one. And all you got to do is take your tape. I can take my glove off here to do this. Just get you a good little bit on there. Sticky side out. Let me bring this over here. So you just take it into the inside of the rim and you get it all the way around in there. See how it's not wanting to stick? Might have to use a different tape. That tape might not be any good anymore. There it goes. This one, there it goes. Yeah, it's not gonna, I think I might change tape out here. Never mind. So take a little more just to finish it off. Might have to do away with that tape, I think. Usually I use the thicker blue or the thicker green, but you got to think about where your how far it's going to slide up on here, because we use a plastic see-through taupe to cover this so you don't get mosquitoes or gnats or flies, because for some reason it attracts them, and then you'll have to take them out as it's spinning. So all you do is you just want to get a good tape on the rim, and what that does is, one, it keeps the paint from getting on the inside of your cup, and it keeps the epoxy from getting on the inside of your cup. So next step is, see, I did it again. I'll have to do this all over again. Like I said, don't touch the cup with your bare hands, because your hands have oil on it. You just want to clean all that off. And next step is, we're going to go outside. We're going to paint this cup, and we'll be right back and we'll show you how we paint our cup. Okay, so right here I've got the Ultra Matte spray paint from Rust-Oleum. Make sure you shake it up really good. And here we go. I always do a test spray. Make sure you get good coverage on your cup. You might get a little bit on your hands. You can wear gloves if you'd like. I don't usually wear gloves when I'm painting. I probably should. Then I just spin it. Some of it, I didn't get good coverage on all of it, so I'll just go over a little second coat here, just a light coat. You don't want to put too much on it because it's going to take a little while to dry. Make sure you get the bottom. Alright, and there's the cup, and we'll let this dry, and then we'll begin our cup.
A few moments later.
Okay, now we're back. We'll get the cup turning. So I have 7.5 part A, 7.5 part B of my epoxy quick coat. So I'm going to mix them together. Might have to go off camera just a little bit to kind of scrape this stuff out. So here it is, got all of them together. I will mix this up. It's going out of focus there. So if you watch, it turns like a milky color as you stir it. But once it starts blending, it'll get real clear. Just take your time stirring it. If you take your time, you get less bubbles. I mean, I still end up with some bubbles in there, air bubbles in there, but it's not too bad. Like some of my videos, like the last video, I was stirring really fast. I was in a hurry, and it created a lot more bubbles than what I should have had. As you can see all the bubbles in there, the air bubbles. You can hit it with a heat gun, heat up the epoxy a little bit. But it says to stir this for 3 to 5 minutes. So we're going to sit here and we're going to stir it. We're going to see if we can't get most of these air bubbles out. And what we're going to be doing today, we're going to be doing a alcohol ink cup. I'm going to be using navy blue and orange. I'll show you the alcohol inks in a minute. I've got them set out over the side over there. So if y'all want, y'all can suggest a cup maybe that you'd like to see me make, and I can work on that, or I can just keep going what I'm doing and picking, you know, the style cups that I want to make. Either way's fine. Just whatever. If y'all think of a cup you'd like for me to do, just let me know. Leave a comment. I have to do a video with the rest of my kids. You know, my youngest daughter was in my last video. My oldest daughter, she wants to be in one of my videos, so I'll have to do that. Maybe I'll let her present this cup at the end, and y'all can meet my oldest daughter. See, you can see the air bubbles in there, but they're not as big anymore. Well, there was a big one just popped up. Look at that. I spoke too soon. Stir this stuff for the 3 to 5 minutes. If there's a lot of the small air bubbles in there, I'm going to go ahead and pour it on, because I can work all them air bubbles out better with it on the cup with my heat gun. But I think that's going to be about enough that you can tell there's still air bubbles in there. See, that one just popped. We'll set this off to the side and clean it up later. And you can see the one beside it. That's a customer's cup. It's got its last coat on now. I might have to touch it up a little bit. I just did that one. So, all right. Just take your fingers, go in there. Just try to get the top of the rim. Start at the top and work your way down. You see, I got a nice coat on the top here. Let that turn. All right, let's keep moving down. And we will ultimately we'll have this whole cup covered, obviously, and whatever the excess is we'll take off and put it back in here, and we can make dog tags with them. We can make keychains, you know, anything like that you're wanting to make. You can always use your excess to make something also with it. So make sure we get a good coat on here. Make sure it's a good even coat. That's the main thing you want to focus on, is a good even coat. no matter what. And you can tell, you can see where it's not even all the way. The more it turns, the better it'll be. Starting to get evened out now a little bit. Okay, let's get the bottom. Okay, we got the bottom done. Like I said, just take your time with this and make sure you got it coated as well as you want it, because if you don't, you'll end up with spots that don't have any on it and you may miss it. That's why I just go from the top to the bottom, just scrape down and try to make sure I don't miss anything. Adding a little more there because it looked like it didn't have enough, maybe right there at the bottom of the cup. I want to kind of fill that crease in because I'm going to make it one as smooth as possible. Let's let this turn for a minute and get it to where it smooths out a little better, and we'll take the excess off. There's a little spot there. Got some right here on the top we're going to have to smooth out. See, I'll just take it and scrape it back into the cup. Just want this to be a good even coat. You don't want it building up at the top. You don't want it building up at the bottom. But you also want to leave enough on there to cover the cup also. I don't know why, but it's not wanting to work out today. It just keeps building up right here. I'm wondering if this is off a little bit. My cup, my turner, my rod anyways, I think it's a possibility it may be off a little bit right there. Let's go to the top with this. Let's scrape it towards the top now and go from the bottom to the top, see if we can't get some of that spread out. There we go. Let it turn. You gotta let it turn for a little bit and straighten out, get it going where that way whenever it's turning, it's gonna go where it's just gonna start leveling out and evening out the more it turns. And like I said, there may be some spots we have to touch up. That's what we got. We made 7.5 instead of 5. You know, 5 is not enough. I used 5 on that one, and it wasn't enough. You don't want to have to stop and make more. And then that coat's already starting to somewhat dry a little bit, and then you got to deal with two different sets, because then you went and took a minute, took your gloves off, had to start all over, clean everything up, and then pour more in. I swear I'm wondering if this cup is tilted a little bit. It may be. This is a new foam piece we just ordered, and I wanted to try it out. Probably should have used the flour. It works a lot better. Okay, I'm gonna get a rag from over here. Kind of clean my glove off a little bit, so I'm gonna grab my heat gun. Move this around a little bit. Just trying to make sure it kind of levels out. I want it to be completely even. If you see right here, it's starting to build up around the rim.
Just go around it with your finger at the top. Just like that. scrape it off. Scrape it down like this. And then we'll smooth it out.
May not have to use my heat gun. That might have worked a little better. We just take off a little at a time. Now we got this right here. We got to figure out how we're going to fix that. So let's see if I can't just pull it up here. Pull it towards the top. Pull that towards the top. Let it turn for a little bit longer. May have to add a little more to it just to kind of get it where we want it. Okay, we're about to, so back here's my alcohol inks. It's this navy blue, and we got orange. Now we have several different brands. I wanted to try this one out, these two out, see how good it is. We're going to try it on this cup today. So we're going to start with our blue. Look, when you first get them, you'll have to get a like a push pin or something like that, and push in, pop it open. But when you do that, put you like a paper towel or something around it, and then pull your pin out, because it's going to squirt everywhere. Alright, where we want it, we're going to go right there. We'll go right around the rim with it. You don't want to put too much, because it's going to connect with each other and it's going to run. You may have to put a little right there to connect the two. Just want it to go all the way around the rim of the cup. Okay, there's our blue. Let's make sure it's all the way around the rim. We will go with the orange. Now, as you see, it starts to spread a little bit. That's all right. We're going to get this orange going in here. Like I said, you don't want to do a whole lot, because you just want it to mix around. Because we're going to go back with the blue, because we're going to do like a blue orange, blue orange, blue orange. So in essence, this is going to be like a college football cup. I love Auburn Tigers, and I'm going to make an Auburn cup today. You see the top where the orange and the blue is blending, and right here is starting to blend a little too much. But hey, it's all right. Let it do what it's doing. It'll be okay. If you want to spread yours out a little more, you can. However you want to do your cup, that's how you do your cup. So see how it's pretty wide on the blue, but not too wide on the orange. So what we're going to do is I'm going to make this next orange pass a little bigger, and try to make the blue, we're going to try to make it a little smaller the next time around. You don't want this stuff running off your cup. I know I'm putting a little too much on, but I'm trying to spread it out too. I'm trying to make it wider, you know, like the blue was. The blue was a little wider, so I want the orange to be a little wider on this one. Just be careful where you drop it, because where you drop it, that's where it's at. I mean, there ain't a whole lot you can do about it after that. But look, this is your creation. You know, you make it how you want. You don't have to do these two colors. You can do two totally different colors, or 3 or 4, whatever colors you'd like to put on yours. You can do that. You know, one of my things is I love to watch Bob Ross, and a lot of people, they want to talk about, you know, oh, you're making a cup for a customer, it needs to be perfect. Yeah, but also at the same time, a lot of accidents create very beautiful things. So if you if you just go with it, there's always a way to fix it. You can always clean this off and start over if that's what you want to do. But Bob Ross always said, happy accidents, you know. Just go with it, roll with it, and see what happens. And if you don't like it, clean it off later, strip it down, and then start over. It's fine. I love how Bob Ross always was teaching people, hey, you know, nothing's perfect in this world. And even when it comes to art, you know, it's not perfect. You're gonna make mistakes, but hey, it's not a mistake. It's a happy accident. And I'm real big on, well, everybody makes mistakes, but as an artist, we don't make mistakes. It's a happy accident. And I try to live by what Bob Ross tried to teach everybody every day. I mean, I do paintings. I paint a lot, and I like how he talked, you know. And the main thing that I got out of him, his teachings, was, look, it may not look like what you envisioned, but hey, that doesn't mean that it's wrong. It doesn't mean that you messed up. It doesn't mean that it's ugly. It just means that, you know, hey, accidents happen, and sometimes accidents happen for the better, and it turns out beautiful. I mean, look at this. I mean, it's not exactly how I imagined it. That top orange piece, I would have rather it been a little thicker, but it looks pretty. I like how it's coming out already. If you've never watched one of Bob Ross's videos, go ahead and watch one of his videos. One, it's soothing. The way he talks to people, it's very soothing to listen to him, for one. Two, you can learn a lot from him just from his paintings and the way he talks and the way he teaches people. He wanted people to be themselves. He didn't want people to be him. He wanted people to be themselves as an artist. You know, you as an artist is you as an artist. You're not me. You're not going to do exactly what I do. You may want to mimic what I do, but you're not going to do exactly as I do, and that's fine. My sister picks on me a lot. And last year for Christmas, she bought me a bunch of Bob Ross stuff. Like I said, I do paintings and stuff. I do a lot of Bob Ross paintings. I enjoy it. I love Bob Ross. I'm going to go ahead and try to get this bottom going a little bit with the blue. I'm going to go ahead and finish this off with the orange right here. I'm putting a little too much right here, but I want to get in the spots where it's clear. I'm also trying to get this bottom here so it'll be blue and orange. But it's mixing, and it turned out purple looking, and the bottom it's a lot darker. Like I said, happy accidents. You know, this is going to be an auburn cup, and that's what happens. You know, nothing's perfect. Nothing in this world is perfect. We're going to hit this spot right here and right there. Get all this white out of here. We'll let it roll a little bit. We don't want to put too much because you don't want to go in too much in depth with it. You'll start moving the inks around a little bit. And hey, if you don't like how this turned out, hit it with some alcohol. It'll move the ink around a little bit, and it'll create. You know, you can spray it from afar, and it'll create like a different effect if that's what you're going for. Like I said, this is yours. This is mine, but you do yours your way. I actually like how this turned out. It's not what I envisioned, but when I'm done, this is going to be a very beautiful cup, and we'll be back later to show you the ending.
A few moments later.
Okay, we're back. Here's my oldest daughter. She's going to show you all the cup that we did and do the reveal. So here's the auburn cup. This is Lily, my oldest daughter. If you like this video, then hit the like button, subscribe, and leave a comment. See y'all next time.